I've been making this point throughout the show. I promise I won't make it over and over and over again too much.
All right.
They play the Devils tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They play Philly on Saturday. Then they're on the road at San Jose Tuesday, on the road at Anaheim Thursday, on the road at LA the following Saturday. There's a lot of these things to go, is the point I'm trying to make.
It's a long season.
I promise you tomorrow on the show, we will overreact because it's what fans do and it's what people that cover a team do after game one. But, do your best, and we'll do our best to imagine this as one game in like early December, right? Because that's all it is. It's one slice of a very, very big pie. Very, very big, whatever you want to call it. But it's just all we're going to have to react to tomorrow. So, we talked about the first line. We talked about the top defensive pair, Slavin and Walker. I'm very excited by that pairing, but I also kind of wish we would treat this team as we will Slavin. Because if Slavin has a -2 today, there's going to be zero panic about Jacob Slavin. There's going to be people going like, well, that's weird. All right, well, who are we playing on Saturday? Like, that's it, right? I kind of wish we can give that same grace to the team, although I will acknowledge the team as a whole, this iteration, hasn't earned what Slavin has earned by putting 700 games or whatever it's been of really good play out there. But with that being said, it's just one game. So as we continue our kind of trip through the projected lines, Miller Chatfield as that second defensive pairing is, especially because we did not see Keandre Miller at all during the preseason and we didn't see Jalen Chatfield.
No.
So there's a little bit more anticipation built up, but I am really excited to see what those two guys can do together in a defensive pairing, assuming they end up getting to play a ton of minutes together.
Yeah, the potential, again, let's keep this in mind.
It's game one.
But also how long it actually takes for guys to get used to the Kane system on the blue line. It took Brent Burns 15, 20 games to really start feeling comfortable. Same thing with Sean Walker. Not that they couldn't play in it, but to really feel confident and actually play to their best. Sean Walker was playing his best hockey the last 2-3 months of the season because it just takes a little bit of time. So let's keep that in mind as well when it comes to Keandre and when he's paired with Chatfield. And the nice thing about being paired with Chatfield for Keandre is that if he does make a mistake, Chatfield is going to be able to cover for him. But Keandre also just has the skating ability to get back as well. Because I remember I talked to him one-on-one just before training camp started, and he even acknowledged, he said, yeah, a couple of times I got caught out of position when in New York, but I had the speed to recover and get back. And I think that's something that's going to benefit those two as well so much together because they're both elite end skaters. They're super fast, and they have a level of physicality that they both can provide as well. That should be a dynamic pair down the line for hopefully this season for Carolina.
How much does that on-ramp, how much of that on-ramp was taken away or maybe added to for somebody like Alexander Nikishin, who is a rookie? Like, he's brand new, but he did get those few games in the postseason last year.
I still think the ramp-up is still going to be pretty long for him because he's still getting used to playing in the NHL in North America, whereas Sean Walker, Keandre Miller, these guys have been playing in the NHL already for years. So I think they're still getting used to NHL style of play. Still has, obviously, he's still learning and bettering his English, so being able to communicate better. But he still not only has to get used to the system, he has to get used to the system while also playing North American NHL hockey as opposed to what he did so long in the KHL.
What I expect from both Miller and Nikishin skating with Gosh Despear down on that third pair. Gosh Despear will be offhand. He'll be doing a lot in special teams as well. What I expect from Nikishin and Miller is that on-ramp that we talk about. We've seen so many defenders go through it when they join the Canes. But I, maybe more so than even any of those recent guys, I expect flashes where physically you recognize, these guys got something going. This is not a veteran who's probably going to maybe get it a little bit faster, but is holding on as those skills regress. These are two guys like in the prime of their physical ability. And I do think there will be plays where you just go, goodness, Keandre, look at that skating or look at that stick work or whatever it is. And Nikishin power and physicality and 6'4", 220, laser rocket shot, all those things.
I think Nikishin is going to bring a little bit of that meanness and nastiness on the back end that the Canes needed. But that's someone that the guy can skate. He has all the physical stuff. We've seen it in the preseason. We saw it even in flashes and moments last year. But I think there's a little bit of nasty in his game, which is just, you know what? I'm not afraid to run you over and say bleep you while I'm doing it, because I'm sure that's one of the first things you learn in English when you learn a foreign language is you learn how to swear. But I think he's going to bring that nastiness and that edge on the blue line that this team really has missed, that really it hasn't had in a while. He's going to bring that.
And he has the size, because I do think there are other players on the team that have a similar mentality, but it's easier when you're 6'4", 220.
Yeah,
it's easier when you're 6'4", 215.
For sure.
And you can withstand more of it. So he's a big dude, and I'm interested to see where that goes. Pyotr Kochetkov not expected or not available today, which means Freddie Anderson will be in net with Bussy, I believe is how you pronounce it. The goalie that they just claimed will be dressed and prepared if Freddie needs a replacement. So that's what we're looking like in goal, and we'll talk about goalie later on in the show because there's more than a couple minutes to dive into there.